welcome to Toya's Diary. Nearly 40% of immigrants that come to Canada, they struggle with finding a job within the first 6 months. So I'm here to share some tips and strategies that can definitely help you to beat those odds. Number one, you definitely want to update your resume to make it the Canadian style. I know that, say you're from Jamaica or you're coming from Barbados or you're coming from China, wherever in the world you're coming from, I'm sure there is a particular way in which a resume is written. And it's no different with Canada. Canada has its own resume style that it utilizes, and you want to ensure that you are not getting lost in the pool of resumes that's going to that particular customer, that particular job, I should say, because your resume is not in the proper format. And please remove your picture from your resume. That is my first tip. Remove your picture and remove your full address. Nobody needs to know that you live at 123 Sesame Street. Just keep your city on there and the province that you live in, right? I'm going to put a picture up on screen so you can have a good idea of what that looks like. And you could even use this template. Better yet, I'm going to put it in my bio. So if you want to have access, you can actually download it and edit it with your particular details. In terms of customizing your resume, especially if you're migrating to a new country. So of course, most of your experience is going to be from your home country. So you don't necessarily want that to be the first thing that everyone sees when they look at your resume. You can leave maybe just the city that you are coming from. Say you're from Montego Bay, Jamaica. Instead of having Montego Bay, Jamaica, just add Montego Bay, right? Because one of the big things here is having local experience. And when you're new in the country, you may not have that. So you want to increase your chances of at least being able to speak with the person, the hiring manager, so you can definitely show them your personality, because your resume is supposed to capture your experience and make somebody want to talk to you. And then when they talk to you, that's when you're going to get to really showcase your experience, your personality, and all of that. But before they even get to that point, they definitely have to look at your resume and be like, hey, yes, I want to talk to Josh. Hey, I want to talk to Chantal. And the second piece of information that I would definitely share is, I know some persons use this, some persons don't. I will say to you, no, for here working in Canada, this is very important. You want to get your LinkedIn activated. If you don't have a LinkedIn, you need to stop. Not my video, don't stop my video. But after this video, you need to go and create a LinkedIn profile. And there you can add a nice professional looking photograph, right? Not on the resume, but on your LinkedIn profile. You're able to add a nice professional photograph, add a bio of who you are, your experiences, and what you bring to the table. So on LinkedIn, you're pretty much able to now expound a little bit more on your resume. So you're able to highlight the type of projects, say, that you worked on at your last job. You're able to highlight all the different duties that you carried out. And also what you want to do is to quantify your experience. And when I say quantify, what I mean, say you were working in a call center and you helped them to work on a time and attendance application. Let's just use that as an example, right? And by you working on this application, it was able to help reduce late arrival by 20%. You want to include that on your profile to say late arrival decreased by 20% with an app that I worked on, etc., etc. So you definitely want to share some metrics, whether 20%, 50%, 15%, whatever that is for you. You want to be able to highlight that on your LinkedIn profile so persons can say, okay, she did all of these things in terms of your duties, but here she is, or here he is, quantifying that experience that they have within these different organizations. Third, what I will tell you, and this is very important, especially now with where the job market is, because let's talk about like in COVID. In COVID, you had recruiters literally banging down the door to get an interview with you, right? But post COVID, we're in an era where networking is important. It is not who knows you, it's who you know and who you are able to talk to say, hey, I saw that your company is hiring for such. I actually have these skills and I think I would be a great fit for this role. And then that person in turn taking your resume and your LinkedIn profile to that employer, to their manager to say, hey, I have this associate, I have this friend who has this number of skills and has this number of experience, and I think they would be a great fit. So networking is definitely important, especially in today's world, to be able to land a job. When you're going on companies' website to apply, it's not just you. You have tens of thousands of other people who are going on that same website to do the same thing that you are doing. I'll give you a real life example, and this is something that happened with regards to me maybe about, I want to say, a month or so ago, right? So the company that I'm working with, they were hiring for a particular position, and I'm associated with a group of Black professionals that they offer different training courses, etc., and that I can get into another time. But the point is that my company was hiring for a particular role. I reached out to the group to say, hey, I this is the to say, hey, this is the skill set that I'm looking for. Does anyone in the group have this particular skill set? Mind you, these are persons that I've worked on other projects with. Some of them I know personally, some of them I just know virtually, right? And one of them reached out to me and she was telling me about her skill set and what she could do, and that she believes that it aligns with the type of role that I was advertising, right? And she sent me her resume, and to pretty much make a long story short, she was able to get the job. She's now working in the same organization as myself. And I say this to say, network, that's going to land you your next role, your next dream job, whatever that is. It's important that you're attending these events, that you're talking to person. I know that it's not the most comfortable thing to do, but it is very important that you are making these connections, because going to the LinkedIn profile and applying to the jobs, etc., that used to work, but that alone right now in 2024 going into 2025 is definitely not going to cut it. You need to step it up a notch and go to these events, whether it be virtually or in person. In person is definitely recommended, and make these connections. Hand out your resume, hand out your cover letters, whatever that looks like, and ensure that you're making these connections, because that is the way that you're going to land a job. Sitting here, applying on your laptop, applying from your phone, I'm not saying that that can't get you a job, but I'm telling you what's going to get you a job faster, and that is making the right connections with persons, whether it be virtually or in person, and attending these different networking events. So definitely ensure that you have that as a part of your job search, whether it is that you've been here for a long time, but especially if you're new to the country and you want to be able to land a job as quickly as possible, you want to ensure that you are taking part in these events. For the next one, and this can look different for persons depending on where you live, the type of groups that you are a part of, but this one is volunteering or working as an intern. For me, I never loved the concept of working as an intern, because a lot of times it means that you're not getting paid. And for me, especially as a Jamaican, I don't believe in working and not getting any money. So I never really believed in the concept of working as an intern. But I know that in today's day and age, especially, it is a lot of companies, when they're hiring interns, sometimes you may not necessarily get a full on salary, but you are most oftentimes given stipends. So if your particular financial situation allows you to collect a stipend, whether weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever that is, and you're still able to live and pay your different bills, whether rent, car, whatever that is for you. If you're able to work as an intern, collect this stipend and still be able to live your life, whether it be for a year or 6 months, then definitely do that, because I've seen a lot of persons start working as an intern and then they're able to use that internship to then land the actual role within that same company, because they're able to go in, work as an intern and showcase their skills, showcase their talents, whether it be, say they're doing data engineering, for example. They're able to showcase their talents, showcase their skills, showcase that they are a team player, showcase that they're able to communicate not only written, but verbally. And then the company's like, yeah, we like Josh, we like Amanda, we want to keep her, we want to keep him. So if you're definitely in a position where you're able to intern or volunteer, definitely do that, because it can definitely be a stepping stone and give you a start to being able to do something much greater. Say you go to church then, right? You would go to church, design a logo for your pastor, design a logo for the church choir, or put together the flyer for a Sunday brunch, whatever that is. Showcase your talents in that way. You could even do that first one for free or at a reduced rate, just to get your name out there, get your talent out there, and then just kind of watch that flourish. Don't be afraid of free work like me, especially when you're starting out. It's important that you get your name out there, get your branding out there, and get your skill set out there so persons know that, yeah, man, yeah, I want to work with him, I want to work with her. So it's definitely important that you do that, and don't shy away from being able to do these things at a reduced cost or at no cost at all, just to get your foot in the door. The next one that I want to talk about is leveraging online job platforms. And I know I said to you before, you can't sit behind your computer alone, keyword alone, and be able to land that job and land that job quickly. However, because you're job searching, you want to utilize all the different options. So networking and going to these events is definitely high up on the list. But below that, you definitely want to also ensure that you're continuously applying to these different job boards, whether it be Indeed, LinkedIn, you have Hopper, you have ZipRecruiter. So many different ones are out there that you're able to utilize and apply to the jobs. And a key tip that I would share, especially if you're on LinkedIn, not LinkedIn, sorry, especially if you're on Indeed. Don't just go on Indeed and type in business analyst and start applying. No, what you want to try to do, try to filter on jobs posted in the last 24 hours or maximum in the last week. Don't search for jobs posted. Don't apply to jobs posted 6 months ago or a year ago. More than likely, those positions are already filled. So you want to ensure that you're doing the proper filtering when you're on these platforms to ensure that you're receiving the latest job postings, because even jobs that are posted a week ago, those could already be filled, right? But that increases your chances of landing on a role that has not yet been filled, because that is what you want to land a job, right? So you don't want to be here just applying and not having any results. And don't stick to one platform. Don't put your eggs in Indeed's basket or in ZipRecruiter's basket. Spread your eggs. So if one mash, you move over to another basket, right? And keep your options open. And while you're applying on these job boards, which is very important, you also want to go directly to the company's website, because Indeed may have the job posted, but you may go over to the company's website and it says no longer accepting applications. So that way you know that, okay, this job, I'm not going to waste my time applying for it, because obviously it is already filled, or they have received enough applicants, so they're just going through the interview process right now. So that will save you a lot of time and a lot of effort and prevent you from wasting your time when you should be focusing on persons who are actually hiring. Because for every 100 job applications that you send out, you may only have 10 persons, like companies, that respond to you. So the more you put out there, the more you're able to get back. So now that you have applied online, you're doing all of that, you're going to the networking events, and you're still like, nothing isn't happening. You're not getting any interviews. You're doing interviews, but you're not being called back. So this is the point now where you can, there are different government agencies and even some private ones too. I'm going to put them up on screen so you can see the name of some of the most popular ones, where you can literally take your resume, even if it's not in Canadian style. You can take your resume to these places and they'll help you to rewrite your resume, reword your resume to make it more optimized for the job searching that you'll be doing. So say you looked online, you saw some options, but you're still not sure how to make the changes, how to word it properly, all of that. You're able to go to these different agencies. Some of them do virtual too, and have conversations with them about the type of jobs that you're targeting, talking about your skill set, and they're able to literally help you with your resume and help you with your LinkedIn profile, and also share different open roles to you, where you're then able to go on and apply to these different companies to see if you're able to get selected for interviews. So there's literally nothing that should stop you from being able to, one, adjust your resume, two, get your LinkedIn optimized, and three, actually start applying for these jobs. There's different agencies that I mentioned. You can reach out to multiple of them, one of them, whichever one is closest to you, and be able to start working and connecting with them, so you're able to have your resume and LinkedIn profile optimized in the best possible way to make your job search that much easier, and in turn help you to land a job that much faster. Sure to like, share, and subscribe, and share the video with somebody that you know is interested. It's not you alone want to find work. Share the video, man, and ensure that you come back and ensure that you subscribe. And I look forward to talking to you soon. And if you guys have any tips, leave them in the comments too, man. Let me read them and respond. I look forward to talking to you guys soon. Bye.